Hello, everyone. It's a new ink day. Anyway, so I'm going to look at a new ink, um, and I've had it actually for a little while now, and I only just inked up a pen with it, and I haven't actually swatched it. I was wanting to do a video about that, so we're going to do a video. And the ink in question is Diamine Lilac Night. I don't really know much about this color, lilac. I have a number of blues, but I don't really have something called lilac. And I got this ink when I purchased my Diplomat Arrow. It came free with the pen, and I got the pen at my local shop here, the Bookmark, and I had a choice between Diamine and another brand, but I like Diamine, and I looked through their color swatches, and this was the one that kind of caught my eye. I thought I'd give this a try. What could go wrong, right? And so anyway, but I didn't put it in my Diplomat. I had a green that I really wanted to put in here. Ink Institute's Jadeite is in there now, and I'm quickly becoming very fond of greens. I always have been, but I'm having a good green year. So yeah, Lilac Night. It's a 150th anniversary ink by Diamine, and that's like I'm not going to say it's a special edition or nothing or anything like that, but it does come in a special bottle, and I have a few of these, and it's like this nice little sort of triangular pie-shaped bottle, and I forget how many 150 anniversary inks there are, 8 or 12, something like that. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. I should have looked that up, but so they have these wedge-shaped bottles. You buy a number of them, and then what you can do is put them all together like this on a display. And I would say, what do we have here? 3, so 5, 8 of them would make a nice circle, but if I'm calculating right, so maybe they just have 8. But yeah, so 8 of them would make this circular display, which is really cool if you're a pen fan. If you're not, you just think, okay. But anyway, I'm a pen fan. So the other ones I have are Blood Orange and Dark Forest. I love those colors. So Lilac Night. I'll just do a little color swatch, and I have inked up a pen, and I give it. So you open it up, and I see this. It does look lilac. And I'm just gonna throw a little swatch down, and it's. I wonder what's going to happen with that. Is it going to be some sheening going on, some shading? It's a very subtle lilac color to my eye. Not as intense as, say, a couple of the other ones from this series, but I like it. I haven't really used it enough to fully. But yeah, I don't actually have another color that I would call lilac or on that tone. So I'm just going to let that dry and see what happens. Now, Diamine, it's an English company. It's been around probably for over 150 years now. And I really like their products. And there are a lot of store exclusives or regional exclusives or special editions from Diamine. So I'm always curious when I see one that I haven't tried before. And I've not tried a huge amount. Lilac Night. Lilac Night. Oops, and of course I smudged it. I also write it in this book. I carry this around to pen meetings and things like that. So the pen I put it in is a TWSBI 700R with a fine nib. And I'll try it in a few different pens. I like to switch up my inks, but I like this pen a lot. And Actually, one thing I'm going to do is try this on a few different papers. And I have a little thing I've tossed together here. And I'm going to do some more swatching. And I'm just going to bore you as I do a little swatching. I made up a little folder, and I thought it'd be interesting to see how it reacts on some different papers that I have. Some of the usual suspects, but a couple inexpensive ones too, just to see what happens. And I'm just going to do some swatching. So the first one is Rhodia. I'm just going to do a little swatch, and then I'm going to right beside it. This one is Pelican. I got this at the Pelican Hub, and it reacts quite differently with a couple different nibs and different pens. So I'll be interested in see how that works. This is G. Lalo, or Lalo. This is Baron Fig. Oops. This is just a Staples matte photo paper that I had. And I use it for printing art cards. And it really sucked it right in there. Endless Recorder. 68 grams per square meter. Lystrom 1917, which I use a lot for my journaling habit. And this is Clairefontaine. And I'm just going to... And all I'm going to do is just write what it is next to it. And I'll keep this on hand, and I'm going to do other inks like this, I think. Open up the piston a little bit more. And now, that's interesting. Writing on the Lystrom 1917 feels quite a bit different than the Clairefontaine. There was a bit of resistance or drag on that, and it seems smoother on this. I don't know if that's the ink or the pen. I'll have to... That just flows across nicely. And it's dried. It has dried quickly on the Diamine. The Lystrom's still... The Clairefontaine is... the Lystrom is dry. The Clairefontaine is still wet. The Endless Recorder is still wet. I'm not doing this in any scientific manner. Don't... I'm not timing these. Very nice and smooth. The Staples matte. This is just a photo paper. Really. Oh, and it really bleeds. And I was using this because I tried a couple of different pens on this paper, and I've had different results several times. I've had some fountain pen inks actually work with this paper. Most of them don't. That's why I'm including it in this list. And on the back, there's an art card that I've printed. So I'm using that actually as my experiment. The Baron Fig I use almost exclusively as a sketchbook. I use it with pencil and pens. I don't use it for journaling. I use it for drawing. It's a nice notebook. This paper I have in a pad form. I use it for nice letters and writing across it. There's a texture. There's a very pronounced texture on this paper, and I don't like how it feels with this pen and this ink combination on it. I had other pen and ink combinations work perfectly fine on this paper. To my taste, this wouldn't be something I would use, this paper here. And that's part of that's the texture of the paper. The Pelikan. I've had inks work really well on this Pelikan pad. I've had inks absorb into it almost like the Staples paper. It's very funny. But it actually, this combination works quite nicely. That feels nice. And then, of course, Rhodia. Now then, the Rhodia looks quite a bit darker than some of the other ones. And I'm kind of curious what, as you can see a little bit of it. Pelikan actually, it didn't show through on the back. It's a thinner paper, so you can see the ghosting through there. That's just the thickness of the paper. It didn't seem to bleed through. Oh, Baron Fig. It definitely went through. Right on the swatch. Not so much on the actual writing, which is a thin nib. Didn't go through on the photo paper. But it did sort of bleed, but actually not so bad that it's unreadable, you know. Endless Recorder. It's a thin paper, but it didn't bleed through. You can see the writing on the other side, but you're going to see that no matter what, I think, with the Endless Recorder. 68 grams per square meter. Lystrom 1917 is 80 grams per square meter. No bleed through. You can see ghosting, of course, just from the thickness, because it's a thin paper. But still, in a journal form, it's going to be fine. And that's the Clairefontaine. And actually, it almost bled through a little bit there, but not in the writing. Anyway, I don't know if that little exercise was of any real use, but it was kind of interesting for me to see it. And I'm going to try this with different inks, and I'm going to keep this in this folder here. And so anyway, have you tried Diamine Lilac Night? Let me know in the comments. What's your favorite Diamine ink? What's your favorite lilac colored ink? Is there such a thing? Let me know in the comments. And if you like the video, I invite you to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new around here, I invite you to subscribe. And if you've watched a lot of videos and you've not subscribed, why don't you subscribe? It'll be fun. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.